Alright, Goldie here again. What's up? Gear Talk. What's up, guys? So at the moment I have a Marshall JVM 410H for you. This is my amp that I've had for a while, and sadly hasn't seen so much use because these days I'm a kind of like a pedal guitarist, and I'm just using a DSL 15H for that, set and clean, and running my pedals through it. Now this JVM I have, the 410H, is pretty much just mainly used for prop, like for music videos and things like that, for photo shoots and all, just to have the look of a bigger amp. Now this one is modded. I've modded this just a little bit, just to take out some of the compression on the amp itself. Now, for those of you who are familiar, you probably already know this, the R75 and R72 capacitors, but this mod is called the compression reduction mod. So look it up, guys. It's pretty much just parallel wiring or soldering of a 200 to 220 ohm resistor in parallel with R75 position, and also the R72 position on the amp. So you can pretty much just do a Google search on that, because there's a lot of different sites, forums and all, that explain this. I explain it in detail, but I tried it just using you can do both. You can do only one of each, but I chose to do each because just to reduce the compression and make the amp maybe sound bigger and more dynamic. I think the R72 position, when you reduce the compression on that, it reduces the compression all throughout the amp. You know, it's across the board on the amp. It's a global compression reduction. But the R75, I believe, and I could be wrong, it could be the other way around, but the R75 is to reduce the compression in OD1 and OD2, specifically their orange and their red modes. So the JVM 410H is going through a Celestion Vintage 30, which is housed in a Blackstar HT5R combo cabinet, slaved for the JVM, and that's mic'd by a Interlink microphone DM57, and you know what that's a clone of, and also a Superlux PRA 228A, which is pretty much a clone of an Audix D2. Check out Glenn Fricker, Spectre Sound Studios. He has a video called miking for something like miking for metal, and where he has two microphones, which is a miking style that I like for my videos. Check that out, that's pretty good. And the mics are going through a Scarlett 2i2, which goes straight to my computer. You have the custom 24 artist package 20th anniversary, okay, Blue Mateo. Okay, so I have here my JVM 410H. We'll start with the clean channel. Okay, so this is green channel. pretty good. It's a pretty good clean channel. I'm using my custom 24 right here, the custom 24 artist package 20th anniversary, HFS and vintage bass pickup. So moving on to the that's pretty much my settings as you can see there. This I haven't used this amp in a long time, so I don't remember what my preferred settings were. So it's just we'll just kind of go with what they are and adjust them as we see fit. Now the amber channel on the clean, I pretty much just use the clean channel on its green setting, and the crunch channel on its orange setting, OD1 on its orange setting, and then OD2 is set, I think I set it in red. I use it for my solo channel. But let's go with orange channel on the clean channel, or sorry, orange mode on the clean channel. So amber channel, I didn't really use this much, and they have the red mode on the clean channel. Got more punch on that now, and I have the reverb on. By the way, just like to have the reverb on with the clean channel. Punchy enough, so we'll put it to crunch channel. We'll start off in the green mode. By the way, with this tones that I'm having now, if you have a JVM 410H and it's stock, it'll probably sound completely different because I have the decompression mod. But yeah, crunch channel in green mode. I don't know what usually to play when it comes to demos. I just play a variety of things. Orange mode. Sounding a bit tight right there, and got like a bite and a little bit of punch to it. That's pretty good. Red mode on the crunch. I wish that bass was tighter. Yeah, it sounds a bit too soft for my liking. So there's a crunch channel right there, and my main rhythm tone on this amp, if I was using this amp, is OD1. But we'll start with the green mode, because my main one, the main mode that I use it on is the amber on the OD1. But we'll start with green for now. So it's sounding a little tighter now. So the orange mode on the OD1 channel, which is my main rhythm. Here it is. Just try putting the gain up on that a little bit. Right now it's set on 9:30. We'll try that at 10 o'clock. Let's put it at 12 and then work our way down. So it's saturated. It's starting to get a bit hairy. By the way, when you have the decompression mod on both R75 and R72, here's what it sounds like in full gain on the orange channel. That's on full. Okay, so put it to 3 o'clock. Yeah, I usually don't have it that much because it takes away on the explosive attack and the punchiness. So let's put it at 12. For me, that's still a bit hairy, so let's put it down to 11 o'clock. So that's pretty all right. That's getting better, but it's still, like, for me, it's still a bit it's still a bit on the saturated side, still hairy. And let's put it down to 10:30. So yeah, that's getting tighter. Let's put it back to 10 o'clock. Okay. Put it to 9:30. I think that's where I like it. So that's about 9:30. Let's try 9. I think that might be a bit too low for me. So that's 9. So maybe a bit higher because it's sounding a little bit too choked for my liking. So about 9:30 is where I like this one. It's a compromise between tightness and saturation. Yeah, 9:30 is where I like it. With the decompression mod. So yeah, I tend to set it like a little bit choked sounding, because it might not. Sometimes I might get a bit tempted to put the gain just up just a little bit more, but I don't, because right now it's not in cranked volumes. And what I found was, in my experience, when it's all playing in the mix, in the context, it's better to leave it like that, because the tone is more dynamic and clear in the mix, rather than if it's a bit more saturated, which is how I like it. It sounds tight. It just, to me, it just sounds overall better in the mix. That's one of my philosophies in my tone, when I'm setting my tone. And let me show you the red channel, or the red mode on the OD1 channel. So you could probably make that work. It sounds a bit hairy right now, but you could probably make it work. You just put it on the OD red, and then put it down to put the gain down a bit, so you can get that tighter response. But for me, I think that's experimenting with the gain stage, and what I found was I like the orange mode better, with the gain at 930 right there, rather than red mode with a little bit less on the gain dial. Yeah, it just sounds a bit more dynamic for me. But for what your purpose is, you might like one, you might like the other. That's all good. But this is what I use it for. And moving on to the let's spend maybe a minute more on the red mode. Give it some love. That's the red mode. Moving on to the green channel, green mode of the OD2 channel. Sounds a little bit muffled there, because the treble is minimal, which is about not even 1. Moving on to we'll quickly move on to the orange mode of OD2. It's probably a little bit louder because of the because this is my solo channel. Maybe we'll put that down to put the volume down to 12 o'clock just for demonstration purposes. Maybe put that treble up back to 3 o'clock or 12 o'clock maybe. So that's the orange mode on OD2. Moving on to red mode. Oh, that one had reverb in there as well because you know, it's my being the solo channel. I'll just put it back to the setting as was before as a solo channel. Okay. So that's pretty much a little quick look at my JVM, my JVM 410H. I thought I'd just share a little bit about this for some in-depth reviews and run-throughs with this amp. You can pretty much check out a lot of other YouTubers out there. I think there's I think it's called, the guy's called Danny Glover or something like that, where he has a good demo of this amp. A thorough demo where he goes through all different modes for each channel, and then he actually goes through the dials and how they respond and things like that, and also the goes to the master section and also the reverb section, which is a more in-depth look. But I hope you you like this video, and hopefully you've gotten some value. Maybe you're looking to decide whether you want to pull the trigger on a JVM 410H. Maybe you're deciding between that or the Joe Satriani version, or if you're looking for a good 4-channel or multi-channel amp, a good Marshall, maybe a good tube head. Hopefully this has helped your search for a good amp, or whatever it is that whatever your purpose is for looking at this video. If you like it, thumbs up. If you don't, then that's fine. You know what to do. If you have any questions, now if you want me to go through the amp in detail, you know, let me know below. I'll post that for you. It'll be a long video, but if you want that, if you want a video like that, then I'll be happy to post it. And also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. That'd be good. That'd be awesome. I'd be honored to share these gear talks with you. It's fun making these, so hopefully you're having fun too. Keep having fun and play some guitar. And yeah, again, keep having fun. Laters.